Bonjour à vous tous et bienvenue à ce 8e épisode de Disco Elysium. Mon nom est Rickers et j'espère que de votre côté, vous allez bien. Donc, la dernière fois, on a été de l'autre côté de la digue et oh my god, on a rencontré des personnages haut en couleur, autant à l'église que sur le chemin de l'église que juste à côté. Hein. Vous vous rappelez cette espèce de gang bizarre qui est en train de jouer d'une musique vraiment weird? Je sais plus trop comment il l'appelait. Mais toute cette trame-là, et à l'intérieur de l'église, le fameux homme qui marche sur les poutres, et la femme qui cherche le silence, qui cherche à savoir comment que le silence est arrivé là, donc un point de négativité dans l'air ou dans quoi que ce soit, c'était dur à expliquer de comment qu'il y a aucun son qui fait pour véhiculer, donc aucun son, c'est probablement dû au fait qu'il n'y a aucun air dans son point là, c'est quand même assez intéressant à savoir. Mais, bon, on n'a toujours pas trouvé encore notre fameuse Ruby qu'on cherche et qu'on cherche. Peut-être qu'on va la trouver cette fois-ci. Et ne vous inquiétez pas, maintenant, j'ai vérifié comment on fait pour fast travel parce que sinon ça aurait été l'enfer. C'est sur ce, je vous souhaite un excellent visionnement. Ok, premièrement, pratiquement plus de vie. Il nous reste seulement 2 points de santé. Ça sera pas super facile. On va essayer de se trouver des items qu'on va pouvoir briser. Deuxièmement, dans notre journal, on a une nouvelle série de quêtes qui s'est débloquée la dernière fois, donc on est le mercredi, toujours. On n'a toujours pas fini nos quêtes du lundi. Par contre, on a des trucs qu'on pouvait aller finaliser, mais qu'on ne savait pas comment faire puisque on ne pouvait pas voyager d'un point à l'autre comme qu'on était censé. Donc, effectivement, chacun de ces points-là, c'est des points où on peut faire du fast travel. Ok? Donc, que ce soit la cabane des pêcheurs, l'église ou encore le fond de Martinez, c'est toutes des places où ce qu'on peut voyager rapidement. Par contre, le hic dans tout ça, c'est qu'il faut être placé sur un de ces endroits-là pour pouvoir faire du fast travel, ce qu'on ne savait pas la dernière fois. Donc j'espère que ça vous dérange pas trop que j'ai été voir sur internet comment le faire, puisque ce n'est pas nécessairement euh, du divulgachage ou quoi que ce soit dans ce genre-là. C'était juste plus de connaître la mécanique. J'arrivais pas à le trouver nulle part dans le jeu, donc j'ai été voir sur internet pour voir comment on pouvait faire pour voyager d'un lieu à l'autre. Est-ce qu'il va y avoir d'autres points? J'en ai aucune idée. Je doute très fort. À part peut-être si on réussit à aller là, de ce que je vois, ça a l'air d'être un autre lieu. Peut-être qu'on va pouvoir, à ce moment-là, voyager vers ce lieu-là. Donc, la dernière fois, on avait découvert un nouveau corps juste ici. Malheureusement, ça a l'air d'être un accident que le gars a passé au travers du plancher, puis il est tombé la tête sur le petit banc juste à côté, donc il en est décédé. On n'a toujours pas réussi à mettre le nom dessus, c'était qui, mais en allant ici avec l'auto, on devrait être capable de savoir. On peut aller porter un fameux nouvel oiseau qu'on avait brisé, donc à notre fameux barmaid, ou plutôt le propriétaire de cette bâtisse-là, qui est aussi le barmaid présentement. Puis, on recherchait notre fameux suspect numéro un, Ruby, dans ces coins-là. On avait fait l'église où il y avait plusieurs personnages intéressants. Il y avait le gars qui avait l'air de marcher sur les poutres, là, qui était flambant nu, qui idolâtrait le silence. On avait la petite madame ici qui faisait des recherches sur ce fameux silence. Donc, c'est quoi le silence? C'est un endroit où ce que les sons ne passent pas. Donc, pour qu'il n'y ait pas de son, logiquement, il faut pas qu'il y ait d'air. Mais, en tout cas, on va voir rendu là qu'est-ce qui se passe à ce niveau-là. Puis on avait 3 personnes ici dans une tente avec une petite personne ici à l'extérieur qui s'amusait sur les glaciers justement avec un magnétophone. Donc les personnes à l'intérieur de la tente essayaient de s'approprier l'église pour pouvoir en faire une discothèque. Bon, pas sûr à quel point ça va fonctionner cette idée-là. Ça reste à voir. Quand on s'est approché de ce côté-ci, je recherchais comment me rendre, en tout cas. Quand on s'est rapproché de ce côté-ci, on a découvert que il y avait certains réseaux d'égouts, donc peut-être que Ruby serait caché là-dedans. Mais là, présentement, on est juste ici, à côté de cette fameuse église-là, un ancien bloc appartement. On avait été dans ce coin-ci. Ça, c'était un des points où il aurait pu avoir un tir. L'autre point, probablement le top d'église. Malheureusement, je ne pense pas qu'on va pouvoir y monter. Puis, sinon, j'ai aucune idée de où ce qu'il pourrait tirer d'autre, je me rappelle pas. Là, il y a 3 points différents qu'il fallait élucider. Le tir provenait de où. Mais bon, on va finir par tout découvrir cela. On peut aller voir ici. Là. On sait qu'elle a quitté la. C'est déterminer d'où provenait le tir. On a éliminé le Finistère parce qu'il n'y a pas de trace de balle 1. Examiner l'île à la recherche de traces de balles, puis examiner la promenade à la recherche de traces de balles. C'est les deux choses qu'il nous reste à savoir pour déterminer de où provenait le tir. Mais je doute clairement que ça provienne pas de là. Ça se pourrait que ça provienne du haut de l'immeuble, mais en tout cas. Des barreaux recouvrent ces longues fenêtres poussiéreuses.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Ok. On pourrait... Oh, on va demander au lieu. Lieutenant, vous arrivez à voir ce qu'il y a à l'intérieur?
No. I won't even try. You know,
Il enlève les lunettes.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
This partner of his, Eyes,
Oops.
things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name. Don't even ask. He wouldn't answer. Maybe some other small talk.
Ok, mais vous pouvez encore tirer?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I passed my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Mais, il a pas réussi à tirer sur la sangle du cadavre pour qu'il tombe. C'est nous autres qui a fallu le faire. Well, well, well. C'est des choses qui arrivent. Là, je suis intrigué de comment qu'on a fait pour manquer cette place-là, pour être franc. Puisque c'était juste à côté de où est-ce qu'on a parlé au téléphone pendant si longtemps. N'est-ce pas? Pendant si longtemps. Juste question de moment. Est-ce qu'on peut y aller, là, pour vrai? Je vais regarder s'il y a pas un petit point qui apparaîtrait au-dessus de la tête de notre personnage. Ah, c'est en bas. J'ai pointé en bas. Voilà, mais j'avais l'impression d'avoir pointé en haut, mais ça se peut que j'ai pointé en bas. Ah, c'est ça. Il s'en va en bas. Oh, well. Ah, ok, ouais, c'est vraiment en bas. Ça, c'est un peu triste. Il n'y a rien d'intérêt nulle part ici, c'est ça qui me rend fou. Hey, tant qu'à être à l'église, là. Tant qu'à être à l'église, les amis. On va le tester tout de suite, notre fameux point. Notre fameux méthode. Yeah, right! Ça marche! Fallait savoir. Fallait savoir que c'était cette façon-là. Yes. Ok. Donc, plusieurs petites quêtes qu'on a fait dans ce coin-ci. Tout d'abord, ce personnage-là qu'on peut donner du stock. Ensuite, on a elle ici qu'on peut parler.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
Ok, j'ai croisé votre mari sur la côte.
Goodness, how is he? Did he say why he hasn't returned yet?
La vieille femme joint ses mains au-dessus de sa couverture.
He's fine, ma'am. As we had suspected, he couldn't get back earlier because the water lock on the canal was broken. Now he's just finishing up some work.
Oh, yes. That's my Morel. He's bound to catch a cold staying out there for so long. But I am so relieved to hear that he's okay. Thank you for putting an old woman's heart at ease, if even a little.
You haven't, however. There are dangers out there. Our aging body's foul. Her heart won't rest until Morel is safely back with her.
Ok, well, that's it. On prend congé, on n'a pas besoin d'en parler plus.
Can I help you?
Garde! J'ai trouvé un nouvel oiseau pour le whirling.
What is this thing?
L'homme saisit l'oiseau empaillé. C'est pas grand-chose. Je me suis simplement dit que ça rendrait bien sur les murs. Je suis ce genre de flic.
What, the interior decorating kind?
Il examine l'oiseau dans
You
l'air
know,
poussiéreux
I'm
plus ça monte
sorry.
plus doux.
This is actually a nice bird. A competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
People just don't know how to accept gifts, especially taxidermy. He likes it. He likes the bird. It solves his broken bird problem.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
Garde, j'ai besoin de faire un karaoké tout de suite.
No, you don't. It's not happening.
Ouais, mais... Je vais regarder droit dans les yeux. Super Poulet va faire pleurer dans les chaumières. Pourquoi avoir installé une sono si personne ne peut s'en servir? Ça fait partie de ma quête intérieure. Aidez-moi!
The Whirling's not a charity or a musical therapy clinic. It's a commercial establishment. You're going to scare away the customers.
C'est ma façon de m'excuser pour tout le bordel que j'ai pu causer. Je vous en prie, laissez-moi dire à quel point je suis désolé.
By causing more trouble, I think we're good.
Ouais, mais on va y aller avec ça. Super Poulet va faire pleurer dans les chaumières.
The Whirling doesn't need more sad style. That's one of the styles it can do without right now.
Pourquoi avoir installé une sono si personne ne peut s'en servir?
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44.
Tu sais pas c'est quoi en 44?
A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke.
Il est pas là pour la déco, c'est pour les clients chics qu'on l'utilise.
Okay, yes, it's for some clients.
Admet-il à contre-cœur. Je suis un vrai client, j'ai réglé ma note et je suis en droit d'utiliser le karaoké.
Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
Aucun souci, j'ai apporté ma propre chanson.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. He begins to frown. This is the look of a man who's defeated. He knows he's out of excuses.
Peu importe ce qu'il a décidé comme excuse ou quoi que ce soit, on l'a détruit.
Fine, fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you. Damn this karaoke machine.
Oh wow, c'est parfait.
Oh yeah, time to do the damage.
Let's go, on va chanter au karaoké.
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
Ah, 17%, ça fait peur. Attendez un peu. On a sûrement des affaires pour aider là-dessus. Là. Art dramatique, right. Un en art dramatique. Ça, c'est par-dessus. On a-tu des choses qui nous nuisent? Pour commencer, ça nous nuit. Ça nous aide. Ok, fait qu'on a enlevé la chose qui nous nuisait le plus. Un en art dramatique. Oh mon dieu, on va ressembler à comment j'ai fini de l'équiper. Ok. Ah, ça va être parfait. Ça va être juste très parfait. Tiens, au niveau de même. Ben, j'ai rien d'autre anyway, fait que... Ah! Oups! J'avais pas monté assez haut. J'ai dit ça, puis j'avais pas monté en haut complètement. Ah, c'est ça. C'est pas mal ça. J'aimerais ça qu'on puisse fouiller par catégorie quand on a quelque chose à trouver. Ça serait cool. Mais bon, on va ressembler à ça pendant qu'on chante une chanson triste. Je sais pas si vous voyez le lien, là, mais si bol que ça fait dur.
The stage is all...
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
Oh, wow! Plus 1 à cause du code vestimentaire de dragon de soie démentiel. Ça, sérieux, c'est hilarant.
The air is thick with anticipation.
Fail. C'est décevant. N'est-ce pas?
Someone dims the lights as the music starts. A lump's in your throat suddenly.
Oh mon dieu, puis je chante sur le fail.
I would often go there to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Sanson. Though it once was larger, how the through the mist there towards the Seven Sisters, towards those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there in the tiny yard there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past here. But now you're all alone. None of this matters. And all.
Sacrément. Oh, wow. Ok, ça, c'est les paroles qui viennent de chanter. Je vais vous les lire parce que, sincèrement, j'ai absolument rien compris de ce qu'elle dit. Je venais souvent dans cet endroit, dans cette minuscule église-là, la plus petite église de Saint-Saëns. Même si jadis, grande était son aura, un jour, le ruisseau se reposera. Dans la brume, il s'endormira. Auprès de 7 sœurs, ces falaises blafardes, il admirera. Je restais souvent là-bas, dans la petite cour en contrebas, à la recherche de mon passé. Je demeurais béat. Mais aujourd'hui, il n'y a que toi, alors tout ceci, c'est n'importe quoi.
Do you hear that? It's the most pathetic applause in the world, Harry, made of pity.
Oh.
No one liked you.
Je me tue à vous ouvrir mon cœur en chantant et vous trouvez ça pas trop mauvais, bande d'enfoirés. Allez vous faire foutre, j'étais au top. J'ai tout donné et vous me chiez dessus.
Someone walks out of the room by the front door. Some woman. Is it because of you?
J'ai chanté avec mes tripes.
That's it. I'm unplugging it.
Je vous pisse à l'arrêt, bande de bâtards. Il appuie sur la touche top, vous entendez un vrai placé. Puis le micro meurt dans votre main.
That's it. You're unpowered.
Let's go, officer. These people wouldn't know a good performance if it beat them in the ass.
Vous avez aimé?
Detective Dubois, it was downright tragic. Now, let's go.
C'était tragique.
He thinks. To him, being a cop in the RCM was truly expressed in that performance.
Ok, on repose le micro. Well. It didn't go as planned. You know? C'était affreux. Puis j'ai quasiment le goût de rester habillé de même pour le restant du jeu. C'est juste magique. Attendez un petit peu, on va essayer de choisir des pantalons qui ont meilleur goût que ça. Et ça fait un peu plus avec. C'est quoi les gants que j'ai? En électrochimie, pas de trouble. Non, j'aime mieux le petit nœud papillon, il est parfait pour ce genre de personnage-là. J'avoue que c'est trop beau comme personnage. Fait qu'on dégage de là pour vrai, c'était affreux. Ouais, au moins on a fini on a fini la tâche. Ah, du karaoké. Oh my god, ah oui c'est vrai. Il aime pas ça qu'on fasse ça. Ouais. Ah, c'était pas ça. Bon, c'est pas grave. Mais pas drôle. Faut qu'on aille dire à l'autre tonton aussi. J'en donne 2 niveaux supplémentaires. Fine. Faut qu'on parle par rapport au corps qu'on a trouvé.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and
On
This
décroche.
is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Mettez-moi en relation avec la bibliothèque municipale de Yamrock.
I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
We should try again during business hours.
Anything else, detective?
Je dois signaler un cadavre sur la promenade de Martinez.
One moment.
Vous l'entendez feuilleter des
Can
papiers.
you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
Un homme d'âge moyen non identifié, taille environ 1m70-75, cheveux bruns, corpulence moyenne. On dirait qu'il a glissé dans un trou sur la promenade et que son crâne a heurté un banc en métal.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
Non, on dirait que c'est un accident.
No field autopsy necessary. What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
Il portait des bottes, un pantalon et une vieille veste. En cuir avec un liséré bleu clair. J'ai trouvé une carte de bibliothèque dans mes
Any
poches.
information on the library card?
Elle vient de la bibliothèque municipale de Jamrock Center. Et elle est au nom de quelqu'un qui s'appelle Billy Méjean.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
On va s'occuper de cette affaire.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
On est fini avec la radio.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers. A rate.
Ok, donc il nous manque à appeler la fameuse bibliothèque, mais ça on le savait déjà. On va essayer d'aller s'acheter un peu de trucs pour notre santé, parce que sérieusement ça fait dur. On va aller parler avec notre... Non, c'est pas là, c'est vrai. Les roses jaunes de la fenêtre, ce ne sont pas celles qui étaient destinées avec la J. Ah, peut-être.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear...
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
On va en acheter deux.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel... Okay,
Puis un peu de
here.
ça.
I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Ouf! Je me sens un peu mieux tout d'un coup. On joue moins avec le stress de mourir n'importe quand. On est à bout et pitié, ouais, checkez-moi bien passer. On peut descendre là. Je peux trouver comment accéder le toit, ben non. Ah oui, on pouvait réessayer. Salut Majestic, comment vas-tu?
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset.
Ça va, merci. Et toi de ton côté?
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952. And a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993.
Je sais pas pourquoi tu ris déjà. Parce que t'arrives puis je gosse encore avec un téléphone ou... Ah, non, ça va bien. Ça va bien, même si je viens de te le dire, c'est probablement pour ça que tu ris. Oh, un autre 2000 pour le stream horreur. Lâchez pas, guys. Hey, sérieusement, lâchez pas. Ça va tellement bien. Là, 44 914 de ramasser jusqu'à date. Il vous reste plus que la moitié du temps si je ne me trompe pas. J'ai pas été voir encore. Mais Majestic, t'as manqué quelque chose de majestueux pour vrai. Je m'en allais faire un jeu de mots poche avec ton nom. Je m'excuse. Ouais, non, t'as manqué quelque chose de très très épique dans ce jeu-là. On a été chanter notre chanson au karaoké. Je l'ai pris en clip. T'es revoir dans la section clip là, sur la chaîne. Là, c'est... Oh mon dieu. On avait 73% de chance de réussir. On a failed. Ça a donné quelque chose de majestueux. Oh well! Bon.
Calling. Calling. Still calling.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lammy. How may I help you?
Quel est cet endroit?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lammy.
Ah, pour tous ceux qui ont travaillé dans le service à la clientèle, là, j'en ai fait partie à un certain bout de ma vie, à un certain moment de ma vie. Y a-t-il quelque chose qui te fait plus chier quand quelqu'un t'appelle, puis que tu lui dis, tu te présentes avec le nom de la compagnie pour laquelle tu travailles, ton nom et tout, puis il te demande « Où c'est que j'ai appelé? » Tu m'écoutais pas. Non, vous êtes pas d'accord? Ah, mais ça, c'est une question qui revient beaucoup trop souvent pis qu'on n'aime pas pendant tout quand on travaille au service à la clientèle. En tout cas. Veux dire, que représente cet endroit pour moi?
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental.
Comment tu me dis ça?
Videos here.
Vous me connaissez?
No.
Pourquoi je vous ai appelé?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Je m'appelle Arrière du Bois. Vous avez quelque chose en mon nom?
Let me fire up the machine.
C'est tellement typique, ouais.
Dubois. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November 46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one.
C'est quel genre de film?
It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia.
Ça nous ressemble, non?
No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Maine.
On the corner of Voyager and Maine, a large neon sign hangs on the side of a building. Video Revachol, 24 hours. It's raining and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman's footprints in the mud lead away from the front door. Tiny heels tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up and the air seems to grow darker. Suddenly you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
Qu'est-ce qui était tout merdique?
It.
Kim, je me sens triste à propos de vidéo Revachol 24 heures.
That's enough for you today. Let's conclude this call.
Il est terminé. J'ai accroché le téléphone. Pauvre Kim, man. On te le vardasse d'un bord puis de l'autre depuis le début. Surtout dans le
The file
mercredi.
cabinet
Ah
stands
non,
steady as ever. The drawers.
Merci, bonsoir. Allez, on monte. On va aller dire à l'autre qu'on a fait son... J'ai aucune idée comment accéder le bas pour être vrai. Il y a de l'argent là. Ça va par là. Tu réessayé avec ça?
A rusting control panel. Marsh. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
On vient de se bloquer le chemin. Eh, si bois que ça a pas de l'air solide.
And, with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. This crane was built with a purpose, which has now been fulfilled. To move this container.
Yes, c'est là, ce conteneur.
Who can say? All you know is, it's special.
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
The crane does not return to its original position.
Ok, il reste mobile, fine.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Kim, je crois que ce conteneur n'est pas comme les autres.
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
Peut-être, je sais pas. Je crois qu'on devrait l'examiner de plus près.
You do? Because I don't.
Ben pourquoi pas?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
Je sais pas, Kim. Il a juste l'air pas comme les autres.
It's a cargo container, detective. Just like all the others.
Il ne daigne même pas le regarder.
We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
Frappez à la porte.
No reply.
Ouvrez la porte.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Attends un peu, c'est rhétorique. On va s'habiller d'une autre façon. Est-ce quelque chose qui m'enlève de la rhétorique? On regarde toujours ça en partant. Pas de chapeau pour moi. Ouais, j'ai pas l'air d'avoir grand chose pour la rhétorique, hein. Well, damn it. Hey, que ça nous donne un +2.
You're back before the cargo container.
Toujours à 3.
Its drawer has not
Well,
lessened,
that's it.
despite the
Oh,
surrounds and
wow.
trails. A beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
Bonjour! Il y a quelqu'un à l'intérieur?
The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
Un sourire narquois se dessine sur le visage du lieutenant.
Try again.
S'il y a quelqu'un, j'aimerais vous parler.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Attends un peu. Le méga riche polychromatique. On est prêt à prendre du container, vous entendez une voix. Wow! Oh hey! Entrez!
You can't be serious.
Oh my god! Oh, no freaking way, man. Oh wow! Ah!
Stands at the far
Ah,
end
c'est que c'est
of the
parfait!
shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review. Something's
Ne
amiss.
plisser les yeux.
The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Bonjour!
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
Vous apercevez un homme décontracté dans une élégante tenue d'été avec des bateaux aux pieds. Qui êtes-vous?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Diodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Arrière Dubois.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
Qu'est-ce que vous trafiquez dans ce conteneur?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
C'est ben, que t'as le temps de faire, c'est
Wouldn't
juste de
say it's
penser.
exactly safe now, but financially
Oh,
secure
wow.
individuals are known adrenaline junkies.
Anyway, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
On est à la Martinez, dans le district de Revachol, l'ancienne capitale du monde. On est à Martinez, il y a un hôtel plutôt pas mal appelé le Whirling Rags. On est à Martinez, il y a une chouette église. On est à Martinez, pas loin d'une zone commerciale abandonnée qui fait la chair de poule. Ah, il y a une chouette église.
Was it crass Mazur that said, religion is parolidon for the masses? He may have been a commoner, but we're in agreement about that. Still, I imagine the architecture is quite lovely. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Mais pourquoi vous les aidez pas? Vous avez tellement d'argent que ça ne fait aucune différence pour vous?
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. They're always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls.
Plus qu'on avance dans ce jeu-là, plus que je deviens comme stupéfait de tout ce qu'on peut trouver.
Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
Du coup, vous voyagez d'un endroit à l'autre dans un container de marchandises.
Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high-fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Ah donc, vous avouez qu'être riche n'en vaut pas la peine? Ça a l'air sympa, tout ça, ouais. Ouais, tout ça me fatigue. Ouais, tout ça me fatigue.
Don't get me wrong. They're nice things. But once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become much more important than material goods.
He speaks from the heart. He has very different problems compared to low net worth individuals, such as yourself. For example, no problems at all.
Bien, maintenant que j'ai compris, permettez-moi de vous poser une autre question.
Go right ahead.
Vous êtes un riche investisseur, pas vrai? Pourriez pas me donner un peu d'argent?
Could you please stop asking everyone for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
Non, mais Kim, j'avais pas non plus me permettre de finir à la rue. C'est pour ça que j'ai besoin d'argent.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals don't have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think they only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real.
Woohoo!
How much can you get for this?
Come on, man. He's got to have more than that. See if you can score a little more of that, Luca.
Merci pour votre gentillesse.
You're welcome. You know,
C'est juste que ça, c'est la lumière semble se réfracter encore plus agressivement.
maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water.
Ok, 2
Thanks for
minutes.
stopping.
2 minutes. Conceptualisation, let's go. On verra pas ce qu'on porte. C'est pas grave. Je vois, il y a quelque chose qui m'en enlève, pas de ce que je vois directement pour l'instant. Non, rien pour l'instant qui peut nous aider là-dessus.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
pas grand chose de bon.
Congratulations. You've somehow managed to fail at failing, which means, in a strange way, that you've succeeded.
Vous devriez investir dans un centre d'animation jeunesse.
Youth center, huh? What kind of youth center?
A place to train buff kids. A place to teach them practical skills like teamwork and self-discipline. Come on, tell him what he wants to hear.
Un centre qui servira à inspirer les futurs leaders du service public de demain. L'homme réfléchit un instant.
I like that you're thinking about the future, but wouldn't the center have a more economic focus?
Un centre d'animation jeunesse destiné à inculquer des valeurs économiques libérales chez les enfants issus de familles démunies.
Brilliant. Without children, who'll be there to buy stuff in the future?
Oui, si ça ne fonctionne pas, on peut toujours transformer le centre d'animation jeunesse en centre commercial ou en société d'investissement privé.
When life closes a door, it opens a window, yes? What's the expected return on this?
Vous obtiendrez un capital humain volontaire et hautement qualifié à utiliser selon vos nombreux intérêts.
You're deep into ultra-liberal territory now. Good work.
Very impressive. You've got a natural eye for unusual investment opportunities.
Je sais.
I don't normally do this without a formal pitch deck, but to hell with it. What's the point of being rich if you have to follow all the rules? Here's the round of seed funding. This should be enough to prove out the concept and get things off the ground.
Je l'ai fait en plus, hein.
Cha-ching! What'll it be? Speed? Vodka? Cigarettes?
Merci pour votre confiance inconditionnelle.
Remember, it's not a handout. It's an investment, and I expect to see returns.
The lieutenant stands there, dumbfounded. His mouth opens slightly, then closes again.
Kim, vous allez bien?
Yes, I'm alright. Can we get going now?
Now, was there anything else I could help you gentlemen with?
On devrait reprendre notre enquête. Merci de nous avoir accordé un peu de votre 30 ans. On vient de se faire 100 piastres. Oh, wow! C'est parfait. Je pense qu'on avait d'autres ramassés ici. Ouais, une pièce et 10 de plus, une pièce et 10 de moins. Des ramasses de taille industrielle, une odeur de café brûlé, flotte dans l'air. Est-ce qu'on avait tout fini avec notre ami qui est là?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse.
Ok, Léo, mon beau Léo, à l'avenir, ça vous dérangerait pas d'abréger un peu mes
Sure,
satisfactions?
mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out.
Il y a rien
nice-
d'autre. Bon, that's it. On a été là pour absolument rien. Ah, pendant que ça finissait plus.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
Merci. Ah. J'ouvre la porte comme vous me l'avez demandé. On peut parler du meurtre maintenant.
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
He's trying to figure out if you're lying. There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Je suis effectivement entré. Le glorieux drapeau de Révachul, la suzeraine, était accroché au mur.
The Weasel is no true patriot, Harry. He prays every night for the downfall of the Union and spits upon the name of the King.
He was testing you, and you succeeded.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
J'ai entendu le entre les charges de la grève. J'aurais besoin de votre témoignage.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
Je vous écoute.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
Mais encore.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire? I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramoritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Oh, passez vite, vous avez un éléphant du village?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real.
Continuez.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Une seconde, vos hommes déplacent le container?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
Qui a exactement commencé par pousser le bouchon un peu loin?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Uncertainty belies his boasting. In the end, though, he believes it. Or at least, he wants to believe.
Nous avons découvert une balle logée dans la tête du pendu.
So they shot him.
Il semble agréablement surpris.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
J'ai vu une collection de tasses coloniales et j'ai trouvé une tasse similaire dans la poubelle avec les vêtements du pendu.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best, helping people, with the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
Oddly, it seems to be true.
Mais ce fouineur a peut-être nettoyé la scène du crime après les tueurs.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are neat freaks. if you don't mind me saying so, I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
Il fait semblant de frapper quelque chose avec un bâton imaginaire.
That's not how you baton someone. The technique is way off. You strike with your whole body, not just the baton.
Ne rien dire.
Of course, Harry. Stoic silence. I like that. Very befitting a police officer. I'm not a real detective. You are.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
Comment savez-vous que les mercenaires ont été engagés par la société de transport?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
Une autre question.
Absolutely, Harry. Absolutely. Sock it to me.
Bon, ben, j'ai pas grand chose d'autre à dire là-dessus. On est fini, restons sans là pour le moment.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And, of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Pas encore?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Encore une de vos manœuvres pour essayer de me corrompre, hein? J'appartiens ni à la gauche ni à la droite, j'écoute mon cœur.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found? I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Kim, qu'en pensez-vous?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm going to hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
Ils sont où ceux-là, ces gars-là? Deux petites signatures sur ce bout de papier. Bon ben, à quoi serviront ces signatures?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
Ah, c'est ce qu'on vient de parler avec l'autre.
Roller skating. Not drugs, Harry. You like this.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Vous voulez parler du village des pêcheurs?
Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned in either the sea or the bottle. A gloomy place, doesn't have that Union attitude.
Qu'arriverait-il aux occupants actuels?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Bon, si je passe par là, je leur demanderai.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here.
Il vous en enveloppe
You
blanche.
need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter.
Oh,
The
mon
cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the
C'est pas
canal.
facile ça.
I heard there was some trouble with the water lock, but it should be fixed now. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun.
Je viens tout juste d'en terminer d'enquêter sur le trafic de drogue locale.
Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you the key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business.
Not even a speck of anger in his voice. That's that then.
Vous vous souvenez du conteneur dont je vous parlais? Il se trouve qu'un méga riche polychromatique se trouve à l'intérieur.
Mega rich lightbending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
Il est assez riche qu'il peut se faufiler n'importe où.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega rich lightbending guys.
Wow, je crois qu'il veut neutraliser le pour l'intérieur, Rob. Kim, dites-lui qu'il était là.
There was a guy in the container, but he didn't bend any light. That was in the detective's head.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbour, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
Les méga riches sont aussi humains, ils étaient sympas, non? Ouais, les moyens de transport des méga riches devraient être mieux réglementés. Ils n'avaient pas l'air d'être en sécurité.
You're a fucking idiot, Harry. I love it. Thank you for sharing this deep, idiotic part of yourself with me. A hallucinating market liberal. I love it. So poetic. I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container town.
Envoyez les signatures comme vous me l'aviez demandé.
No, you didn't. I know the mailman, Harry. I know everyone and everything that happens in this town, and I know there's no letter in that mailbox yet. Just like I know you'll get it done. Once you stop horsing around, let me know when it's done. By all means, Harry. What's on your mind?
Bon. Bon, c'est pas mal ça, hein.
See you soon.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
Tout à fait, je suis monsieur raisonnable. Il faut bien que quelqu'un s'emploie à calmer les esprits.
The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience.
Assez discuté, je suis prêt à me faire naturaliser.
I knew we could trust you. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, we are all going to be so much happier.
Ok, déverrouillé. C'est laquelle qu'on vient d'avoir? Royaume de la conscience. On l'essaye. Let's go. Un méga riche polychromatique. Qu'est-ce que ça me fait rire, ça? Ça fait aucun mot de sens, mais c'est ça qui est parfait. Il est encore là.
Welcome back, gentlemen. What can...
Je sais pas si c'est le genre d'affaire que justement parce que j'ai réussi à le faire. Intéressant.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Ok, attends un peu. Oups. On va juste mettre des vêtements pour la logique. Je sais qu'il y a quelque chose qui m'enlève la logique, mais je sais pas c'est lequel. Je suis tellement mauvais pour me rappeler des affaires de même, mais je sais qu'il y en a plein qui m'en donnent par contre. Ouais, mais il y avait d'autres lunettes qui me donnaient... Non, rien dit. Chic. Ouais, ok. Let's go. On va en avoir de la logique, les amis. On change d'habit, c'est fou. Ok, fait qu'interagir, la carte,
You
interagir.
take the legal documents out of
83%,
the
on a fait des
envelope.
chances.
There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
Écoutez Kim, ces gens seront de toute façon obligés de partir. Qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire? Le bruit sera dur à supporter pour les villageois, mais j'imagine que c'est le prix du progrès. Écoutez Kim, ces gens seront de toute façon obligés de partir. Qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire?
I should have seen it.
Le lieutenant fronçait sur ses tandis qu'il relit le document.
Evrard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone.
Ok, le temps qu'ils s'en rendent compte, nous serons déjà loin. Bon. C'est affinité mécanique, l'autre. Je pense que tout ce que j'avais pour ça, c'est ces gants-là. Alors, on va partir de là, de toute façon, faire ça ailleurs, parce que faut pas qu'on fasse ça dans le coin. Y'a rien qui m'empêche de l'affinité mécanique. Non. Parfait. Pourquoi? Ok, fait qu'on a fait rien à faire là. On va sortir les portes à l'autre bout. Techniquement, si on est en avant du char, on devrait être correct. Yes. On va se déplacer là.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope, a 12 to 40 month construction period, and the zoning plan.
Comment il pourrait être en train de nous regarder? Si je rentre là-dedans, il pourrait peut-être plus me regarder.
It's getting late, and it's raining. Time to call.
Non. Pas d'accord. Faut pas caler le day off. Pas maintenant. Oh, the heck. Pas accès. Ça c'est weird. Ça c'est l'église. Les clôtures bloquent le passage, il est possible de passer par là.
Yes?
Oh, come on. Ok, fait qu'est-ce que j'ai un item qui va m'aider? J'ai plus mon pied de biche. Ça a une super d'affaire. Je sais pas plus qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire, où qu'on peut aller par rapport à cette bâtisse-là.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Ruby pourrait-elle être là-dedans?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack, in that church tower maybe.
Why single out this one building? Suddenly, all is quiet. There is no cold air brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down or gone behind a corner. You only hear distant waves washing the coast.
Elle pourrait être n'importe où. Comment on fait pour la retrouver?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We've already talked to the cryptozoologists. Working with them might give us a good excuse to run around, give us some structure. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
Et si on échoue, si on ne la trouve pas?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, tomb drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Il reste derrière lui alors que la boîte rouge foncée tombe dans le cou.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold.
Ok. Fait qu'on a plus cette quête-là. Chercher Ruby sur la côte. Consulter le vase si vous ne savez pas quoi faire, sinon continuez à chercher sur la côte. Ok. Cette partie de la côte est restée vierge pendant des décennies. C'est ça qui est là qu'on peut interagir avec. On est déjà venu là, me semble.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. There's no way the perp is in here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
Vous pensez qu'elle est là-dedans?
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
Est-ce que je peux quand même essayer d'y entrer?
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points. And dangerous. Dangerous too.
Il y a donc plus rien à faire ici. Moi juste c'est quoi l'île qui parlait? Pour les belles.
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water.
Une seconde, je vois rien d'intéressant.
You don't have a reason to. Yet.
De quoi tu parles?
Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water.
What?
Time to go.
Ben louche, là. Une bouée faite dans l'eau et porte le numéro 11. Celles au barrage militaire sont criblées de balles et se désagrègent. Ces bûches détrempées ont une odeur d'essence, mais elles ne prennent pas, quand même pas feu. Il est presque impossible de faire partir un feu aussi près de l'océan. Ah, on aurait pu demander au cryptozoologue. On va aller parler à lui vu qu'on a parlé avec l'autre.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer? Yellow man. I mean, officer.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about, after a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Vous voulez pas les grands espaces?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Les dégénérés, une sommité en la matière m'a appris à identifier le moindre signe de dégénérescence.
Oh, I didn't mean it in any scientific way.
Il observe nerveusement la pile de bûches détrempées à ses pieds.
Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
C'est votre tasse, ça!
My mug? Why would you think that?
Vous avez dit l'homme jaune, c'est pas très courant comme expression.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone.
C'est quand même suspect au fait, j'ai oublié de vous dire que la tasse a été retrouvée sur les lieux de lynchage.
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
Il marque une pause.
You're not going to find me, are you?
Ouais, arracher un avis, ça fera 100 réal.
Okay, I deserve that. And I won't do it again. You have my word.
Il arrache le bout de papier carbone en incitant la tête.
I don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property, it's... I've been having trouble at work lately. The Koikos are price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
Gary, est-ce que vous avez mis les vêtements de l'homme qui a été lynché derrière le Wuthering in Rags dans la benne à ordures?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Ouais, c'est bon. Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait?
Then I came out to clean up the rags, because no one else would. I put them into the whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
Juste interrompu en pleine phrase sans me réaliser.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Laissez-moi 2 petites secondes. Ok. On va parler des sons bizarres. Je me rassure un peu. Bon, on continue.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Intervient le lieutenant non sans humour.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Et comment avez-vous fait pour ouvrir la benne à ordures?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Pourquoi cherchez-vous à accéder à l'ensemble des ordures ménagères de la ville?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
Vous savez quelque chose à propos de l'armure de la victime?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
Parlons d'autre chose pour l'instant.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Son soulagement imperceptible.
Does this mean you were in his apartment, admiring his colonial mug collection? Perhaps it would be interesting to tell him.
Est-ce que vous savez quelque chose au sujet de l'homme pendu derrière le Whirling in Rags?
I told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that.
Il s'agite nerveusement dans ses habits.
Uncomfortable shifting around doesn't make him the killer, though. It's something else.
Vous aviez l'air étonné de voir mon collègue Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sale. I meant no offense, truly.
Le lieutenant vient de Revachul.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
Si je comprends bien, Gary, vous habitez pas loin d'ici dans un appartement à Martinez?
Sure do, officer.
Nous y reviendrons plus tard. Pour l'instant, j'aimerais vous poser une question sans rapport.
Of course. Of course.
Merci pour votre coopération. C'était la logique, hein, t'as peu.
Always a I mean,
Sans foi.
officers.
Pas sûr que j'ai grand chose pour le sang-froid pour être prêt dans mes événements. Puis rien qui est perdu par rapport à ça. Ah, plus ça en sang-froid, nice. C'était moyen, hein, mise en scène, pas grave. Nope, absolument rien d'autre. Bon, bah, on va y aller avec ça, ça va déjà faire deux.
Always a pleasure. I mean, officers.
Il a envie de porter l'armure.
Is he? He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
Est-ce que vous utilisez des perlanades en ce moment même? Gary, est-ce qu'il vous arrive de vous déguiser en femme?
Why would I do that, officer?
Pour se rapprocher du beau sexe, il n'y a pas donc, mec.
But, officer, I'm not wearing any women's clothes.
Pourquoi est-ce que... Oh, wow. C'était quoi, celle-là? C'était... Sans foi. Juste parce que...
I mean, officers.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
Quelque chose qu'il porte en dessous?
It sounds like he's wearing some kind of armor under his clothes. You can't tell it's there just from looking at him. Probably stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
Je constate que vous êtes un amateur d'équipement militaire sophistiqué.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was...
Déboutonne sa chemise.
I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
Donc, vous pouvez découvrir une pièce de céramique blanche scintillante en dessous, une fine couche de plaques imbriquées les unes dans les autres recouvre son torse émacié.
We're not detecting falsehood, sire. He's gearing up to admit the truth. This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Donnez-moi cette armure tout de suite.
He sighs again. hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
On a l'armure.
This is it. This will protect your mortal shell. Don it and live.
Et si vous me disiez la vérité, la vérité, c'est si vous me disiez la vraie raison pour laquelle vous avez mis les habits dans la peine.
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
Il baisse le regard.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Vous savez qui a tué le pendu?
I always thought it was the Union. Some Union hardasses. Lynched him because of the strike. But almost everyone in town knows that. I wish I could tell you more.
Il secoue la tête.
This is all he knows.
Pourquoi est-ce que vous m'avez menti, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But...
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
Vous comptez vous assagir, Gary?
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Good, on a fini ça. Merci pour votre coopération. Ok, donc on a obtenu l'armure. Ça c'est drôle. Ok. Il parle avec lui, peut-être qu'il y a de l'information pour nous.
Hello. What can I do for you, officer?
Je suis à la recherche d'un suspect. Avez-vous croisé une femme rousse en cavale?
I'm afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days, looking for signs of insect activity. I'm less interested in mammalian concerns, to be perfectly honest.
The lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures for you to proceed.
Vous saviez que Gary cachait l'armure?
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
Okay.
Thanks.
He's still glad his friend stood up for him.
Parlez-moi de ce fameux Fasmidé.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
Pourquoi est-ce qu'il est si difficile à dénicher?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there? And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
Yeah, I tried this Fasmidé.
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm.
What?
So,
Seems puny, to be honest.
Ok, qu'avez-vous découvert jusqu'ici?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
Personne n'a jamais réussi à le surprendre.
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
Lance le cryptozoologue. Sa réponse est si sèche que même lui semble pris au dépourvu.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Qu'est-ce qui vous fait penser que le Phasmidé était Martinez?
There was a credible sighting here recently. A pair of teenagers described a creature that matched the Insulindian phasmid to an uncanny degree, despite not knowing what it was themselves.
Peut-être que le Phasmidé, c'est le premier témoignage crédible depuis des décennies. On est en droit de se demander pourquoi l'espèce a élu domicile dans un endroit pareil, mais avec le refus des eaux usées, ça ne change certainement pas grand-chose. Peut-être que le Phasmidé insulidien s'est éteint.
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis?
Yes. The females don't need males to reproduce. Makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions.
Bah, ça fait ni chaud ni froid.
And it shouldn't. Nature does not concern herself with ethical propositions. As a scientist, my interest is strictly dispassionate.
Parle-moi de ces pièges.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Qu'est-ce que vous utilisez comme appât?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
Je peux vous poser une autre question?
Yes. What?
Bon ben... C'est là qu'il a fait une réaction, c'était quelque part par là. Ça me semble. Well. On n'a pas plus d'informations sur où pourrait être notre ami. Ami, là, c'est un gros terme. Hein. Imaginez si je le trouve devant lui. Ouh! Il n'y a rien d'intéressant nulle part. Sur l'île, je sais pas comment on peut avoir accès à une île. C'est pas le bateau qui est là pour vrai. Il a de l'air d'être de côté, c'est ça qui me gosse le plus. On est revenu là, on est revenu dans le petit village de pêcheurs. C'est clairement pas lui qu'on voit là. Ah, peut-être, malgré que le dessin, ouais, peut-être, ok.
You're back. Good.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
J'aurais bien besoin d'un manteau comme celui-là. La pluie est glacée.
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company makes them for offshore platform personnel. Very sturdy. What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day.
J'ai retrouvé mon insigne au fait.
I love you did.
Il inspecte le morceau de plastique bleu, ses yeux le scrutant de gauche à droite.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
Vous êtes sur un beau bateau.
Well, technically speaking, I'm not on it right now.
Il a un nom ce bateau?
The boat? No. It is called délicate 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name. A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
Super, mais votre bateau a besoin d'être baptisé.
Okay. How about délicate 19? Why?
Il tape sur le côté du bateau qui fait un beau véhicule.
Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called délicate, and its hull is 19 paces long.
Pourquoi pas poisson agile?
What?
Parce qu'il est agile et ressemble à un poisson?
I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you.
D'accord, mais de quelle sorte de bateau s'agit-il?
It's a pleasure craft. A 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
S'il vous plaît?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Qu'on va rester sur ce bateau. Bon, fuck off. On dégage de là. Pourquoi il sauvegarde automatique là? Les bottes! Bon, elle, c'est une des deux personnes qui nous prend la
I see you
signature.
haven't left our little Martinez yet. Still running around.
J'ai quelque
Like
chose.
some kind of cross-country law official.
J'ai quelques affaires à régler.
Hi. I guess you do. What's on your mind, officer?
On m'a demandé d'obtenir votre signature.
Were you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Everard prévoit de transformer une partie du village en centre d'animation jeunesse.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that.
Alors, vous voulez bien signer?
Aye. Why not? Fine. Here you go.
Merci. Le reprendre.
You're welcome.
En réalité, je cherche quelqu'un d'autre.
Oh? Who? Okay. When did this person stay here?
Non, il a déjà
Oh.
tout dit ça.
I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing. Yes, that's the optimal. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I... Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
C'est votre bateau?
Sure is. The Sun, I call her. Coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Que faites-vous par ici?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
Vous gagnez bien votre vie?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
This is what is called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now.
Intéressant, qu'avez-vous trouvé?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore
A
once.
mine?
Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
Mines. Mines. You need mines.
Non, pas besoin. Très bien, c'est parti ça.
Yeah.
À plus tard. Faut-tu de la mine, là? Fait que c'est elle pis elle qui fallait obtenir la signature.
The old woman still sits in her chair, continuing with her chores. As she does so, she quietly hums to herself.
Vous ne dormez pas?
Yes, I can't really sleep anymore. Only a few hours a night. It happens when you grow older.
Il brasse l'eau dans le
My
sang.
suggestion is, don't. Don't grow any older than you already are. That's old enough.
Il trouvait...
What's troubling
Ah ouais,
you?
la veste casseuse. J'ai trouvé cette veste, mais elle est crasseuse. Pouvez-vous la laver?
I can wash it for you, but it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
Hell yeah.
Ouais.
No, we must run around ceaselessly. It would be torture to stay put.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Oui, j'attendrai.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
On m'a demandé de vous faire signer ce document.
Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says.
Emerald veut transformer une partie du village en un petit centre d'animation jeunesse.
Huh. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses. I see Lillian's name is already here. The girl is too trusting. Either way, I won't sign union papers.
C'est quoi votre problème avec les syndicats?
I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises they never plan to keep.
Elle retire un chiffon rouge foncé du seau puis le replonge dans l'eau.
Then the poor get pushed out of their homes and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes. So, no, I don't trust the fat man, and neither should you.
Logic and reason won't work on this old bat. Better go for shameless emotional manipulation. What's the grandmother's deepest vulnerability? Does this feel like a good thing, though?
Qu'arrivera-t-il aux enfants de Liliane, aux jumeaux et à la petite Lily?
What do you mean? What's going to happen? They are gonna grow up, of course. I raised my own kids in this village, and they are doing fine for themselves.
Ils n'ont pas fini comme les alcooliques moribonds?
No, they are good kids. I brought them up the right way.
Une pointe de défiance. Se fait sentir dans sa voix. Ils vivent encore ici?
No, they moved to Faubourg for work.
Et que feront les enfants de Liliane en grandissant d'après vous?
Well, I imagine they'll grow up and live too.
You've got her.
Et,
Now just reel her in.
Et ensuite,
Then,
la vieille femme expire, elle regarde le sol, incapable de finir sa pensée.
Wait. Let her come to it herself.
I don't believe the Fat Man's Youth Center is going to change anything. But what other choice do we have? It's not like the coalition government is coming to save us. I won't be around much longer anyway. Not with the dampness in my bones. If they want to take a chance, who am I to stop them? Did you say something?
Il dit alors, vous allez signer les papiers pour les enfants?
Fine.
Bon. Elle attrape un stylo dans la doublure de sa veste, puis inscrit son nom sur la ligne en pointillé, et vous remet le document.
See that you didn't just get us all screwed. I might be half blind, but I have a good memory for treachery.
Let's go mail it.
He's not dissatisfied with
Je sais même pas où
you,
sont les mails.
but with himself.
Ok, merci, ce sera tout. Insérer l'enveloppe dans la boîte aux lettres sur la place. Sur la place. J'imagine c'est là. Ah oui, la boîte aux lettres était quelque part par là.
The dented yellow mailbox. You drop the white envelope in the darkness. It lands with a soft thud on what sounds like a couple of
On peut
letters.
peut-être avoir notre
For
fusil.
good or ill.
Let's go back to Everard. This better be worth it after what we did.
On va te faire foutre, sale boîte aux lettres.
There is a hollow ring as you kick the box. It sounds like it's mostly empty. Your toe hurts now.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box.
Ok, ça,
The
c'est comme ça.
lieutenant pats the box on the head, ever so slightly. before walking away.
C'était parfait, ça.
Kingdom of conscience. The kingdom of conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on earth.
Okay. Voilà. Ok. On avance sur plein de choses alentour de la quête principale, mais la quête principale, pas en tout. Ok, volonté, logique, cool. Fait que la logique vient d'augmenter à 5, la volonté vient d'augmenter à 5. Ok. On s'en retourne voir Everhart. Oh my god, y'a plus personne dans la rue. Oh, ça peut. Oh, quelque chose est oublié sur la table basse. What? Non. Il est pas bien. Hey, il est pas là! Il est pas là. Parce qu'il est trop tard ou... Qu'est-ce qui se passe, non?
Mister, I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about.
Bye. Y'a personne qui est là. Il est sûrement trop tard, tout le monde est rentré chez eux. Mais lui, il habite dans cette place-là, non? C'est louche. Les autres sont toujours là. Est-ce qu'il y avait quelqu'un là-bas?
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Well, damn it. Il est écrit PIGR.
A lorry stuck in the traffic. The windows are clear. They...
On l'avait déjà fait. C'est bon. Là? Les flacons de speed.
An old monument stands.
Ah, fuck. pense plus qu'il y a quoi que ce soit à faire ici. Il n'y a pas personne dans la ville, pour vrai, c'est fou. Syndicat et puis là non plus. À demain, effectivement.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting, but it's yours.
On dormira pas à l'autre place, mais on
It's
payera
not
pas
easy,
demain.
but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case.
On est rendu au jeudi.
You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Wouhou, on dort. Quel est notre rêve cette fois-ci?
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner. And
Recorded in you. Forever. On ferrite.
Ok, ça tourne, dis-moi que je rêve.
no, you're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash. The bang. The endless learning experience.
Ça tourne pour l'éternité.
On and on it goes. For untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising. Rising. Above the dark curvature. The great wingspan of sleep. Studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time. The last time. The smoke in her mouth. The plotted flowers. The faces turning, changing.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
It's the world, Harry boy. And you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
Les couleurs et les voix.
All stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
C'est exact, je suis un agent du monde.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And
for the money, baby. For the greater good. For Revacol. Always and only Revacol.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
On fait des progrès réguliers, mesurés.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Pourquoi?
'Cause only love can break your heart.
Sans le risque, pas de jeu.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the wind. Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time.
Ok, on ouvre les yeux. C'était fucked up comme rêve.
Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now.
Ok, de quoi s'agit-il?
It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around here. An earth-shattering deduction from your psyche. What will those guys come up with next? Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse.
On doit au but. Que dois-je faire?
You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité.
Je croyais que c'était à moi d'imputer la responsabilité pour le meurtre.
Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues. The human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy.
Allez, donne-le-moi. J'accepte la responsabilité.
Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority. Like a committee.
On a vraiment le temps de ces conneries. Qui devrait changer à ce comité? Il y a beaucoup trop de responsables à mon goût. Non, mais pas. On a vraiment le temps pour ces conneries.
There's always time to follow best practices. Once someone's decided to cut corners for the sake of expediency, who knows what else they're capable of? Swift, decisive action. Mass executions. Fun stuff. That's what they're capable of.
Il devrait siéger à ce comité.
Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start.
Ok, tu peux commencer par...
Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves.
Je suis prêt à endosser cet incroyable fardeau.
Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated.
Quelle heure, là? J'ai pas regardé, 7h37. Bonjour! Fait que là, il faut qu'on s'occupe jusqu'à 10h, jusqu'à temps que la bibliothèque soit ouverte. On va aller parler avec Evart. Let's go! On va peut-être la dernière fois ou l'avant-dernière fois qu'on va faire tout ce long trajet. Ça aurait été le fun qu'il y ait un point de mouvement rapide ici. Ça aurait été vraiment apprécié.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You
c'est
don't
fait.
have to sit down this time.
J'ai envoyé les
since you've already
signatures que vous
sat
m'avez
on it. The
demandé.
Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful, Harry. Of course. I already knew this.
Il tape dans ses mains comme un enfant qui vient de recevoir la barbe à papa.
My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given the children of Martinez a real future, Harry, and I feel I can finally trust you now. You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun, Nothing is off the table.
Hear that? You did it the honest way. You got the real signatures, and now he's happy. Well done. I don't know. Your dirty forgery fingers aren't sure if playing this one straight was the right thing to do. We would have preferred trickery, but the choice was yours, sire. As always, you are the liege, and you're in. Finally, answers. Ask away, son.
C'est vous qui avez ordonné la mise à mort du pendu.
Order it? You know my men didn't kill him. They told you. It was a happy accident. You know how it is. No one takes the initiative. If I wanted him dead, I would have had to do it myself. And I'm too fat for that.
Qu'est-ce qui vous aurait... Pourquoi êtes-vous aussi énorme? Quelle question stupide à demander. Qu'est-ce que vous aviez à gagner de sa mort?
Why, a war, of course.
And what do you have to gain from a war?
Victory, Mr. Kitsuragi. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize there is a war.
Ce sont des militaires bien entraînés, vous savez donc. Vous n'avez donc pas peur pour vos hommes?
Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men, or 15 men, or even 50 men. The more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The leftists hate them, the fascists hate them, even the moralists think they're in bad taste.
Quel lien avec la grève?
Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we won't do that. We're not going to give nothing. We're going to take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn coffee maker. We're going to take all of it for the people, and fuck Wild Pines.
So that's why you haven't let Joyce in?
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her asshole. She has no chance.
Pourquoi vous me dévoilez votre plan?
Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It won't change the course of events. We have a significant head start. It's already happening.
Ok, qui a tué le pendu?
No idea. Could have been his own mother for all I know. If you ever find the guy, give him a big fat kiss from Everard Clare. Couldn't have done it without him.
He really doesn't know.
Comment vous savez que c'est un homme?
I don't. I told you it could have been his own mother. I'm pretty sure it wasn't anyone from the Union. Maybe it was the mob. Or maybe he killed himself because he was a closet socialist. Truth is, I simply don't know.
He really doesn't.
Vous êtes combien dans le syndicat?
2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
2,373 is a sizable contingent for a labor organization in Revachol. And they're all well motivated. At least the ones you've seen.
Ok, est-ce que je peux récupérer mon arme maintenant?
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago.
Oh, let's take...
Withholding this information weighed heavily on me. But it had to be done.
Très bien, où se trouve-t-elle?
An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street is she's a character, so watch out.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy, the one he described as terrifying.
Donc mon arme est toujours en possession de la femme qui l'a achetée auprès de Roy.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Wild. Anyway.
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you. Don't worry, Harry.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debardeurs Union. Apparently, she was waving it around at the entrance to her building.
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
Qui est cette vieille femme?
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous can she possibly be? Oh, and she calls herself the Pigs.
There it is again. The pigs. Like Roy said, not good at all.
I, for one, find it refreshing. Finally, someone calls themselves a pig.
It actually sounds extremely bad, but let's not give him the satisfaction.
Elle agitait son l'arme sous le nez des gens.
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have time for details. It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
Pourrait pas arranger une rencontre?
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never set you up for anything dangerous, but you did ask for this. Now, back to the fun stuff.
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Ok. Et comment allez-vous financer votre nouveau port indépendant?
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients will ditch us. Harry, we've thought of everything.
Clients would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
J'espère que vous vous rendez compte que les clients partiront en masse.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer. With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold, exotic new revenue streams.
Drug trafficking.
Drug trafficking? Don't be stupid, Mr. Kitsuragi. There are perfectly legal, 100% ethical chemical factories on the Samurai Isola. You don't need to be colonialist about it. All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities.
Wow, a neurochemical, psychoactive labor uprising stroke hostile takeover.
Bon, c'est que c'est louche tout ça.
The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume column. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his benefit and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperazole.
And the kids on the street can get speed and pyrrolidon.
I'm an old-fashioned guy, Mr. Kitsuragi. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys, but I have no idea about the things you just mentioned. But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share. And I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez.
C'est Ruby qui vous aide à obtenir cette très belle part.
Harry, if I was supplying raw materials to drug manufacturers, I would need an army of rubies.
Understood.
Ok. Intéressant, je vais juste résoudre cette affaire de meurtre, d'accord?
You know why you're such a good detective, Harry. You don't get sidetracked. You care about the people you're supposed to protect, not some systems that may or may not be unethical. Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinez. Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk catwalks and steel welders who want to weld steel. I'm going to unite them all into one economic body. We're going to incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's going to be in on the wealth, and everyone's going to pull their weight.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
Une minute, j'ai rien à carrer de votre vision d'ensemble. Je veux juste vous parler du trafic de drogue. Vous étiez presque le point d'admettre de son existence. Et si vous utilisez le mot entreprise, alors elle me plaît. Je suis un homme vénal. Ma foi, c'est très ambitieux. Ok, ça ressemble pas assez à Rivachol ici. Il n'y a pas assez de drapeaux des rois. Honnêtement, ce n'est pas à moi de juger. Bon,
No, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical raw materials trade is off the table. It's such a small and insignificant slice of revenue, I'm cutting it. Boys, Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinez and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering, Harry, the length you're willing to go to keep your nose clean is remarkable. You will always have a warm bed in Mr. Clare's household, my friend, and a special place in the future of Martinez.
Ok. C'est tout pour le
Great,
moment.
Harry, great. I think this has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together, but if you ever feel like bouncing something off me, my door is always open.
Bon, il n'y a rien d'autre d'intéressant. Ok, la poularde. Quelqu'un se balade avec un mon point. Vous devez le retrouver au vieux marché. Ouais, ça se voit. Mais j'ai toujours pas trouvé les traces de. Trouver les restes de l'armure. Kuno il me parlera pas, man. C'est fini cette histoire-là. Là. Kuno et moi, c'est plus une histoire d'amour pendant tout. En fait, ça l'a jamais été, là, mais. Faudrait que j'enlève la personne qui est en arrière de lui pour réussir à y parler. Une vieille madame. C'était celle que j'ai vue qui était quand même vieille. À part celle qui est sur le bord du trafic de drogue pis tout. Là. Celle qui est au niveau de la bâtisse. Où est-ce qu'on a rencontré l'autre dude du gouvernement. Mis à part ça, je vois pas d'autres personnes vieilles à qui on aurait pu parler à quelque part.
The kid doesn't even look at.
Ah, c'est ça. Il peut plus. Il me checkera plus. On peut-tu. Hey. Tu passes pas là ou pas?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, etonite.
Y'a rien à faire, probablement que c'est de l'autre bord. Un coup qu'on est de l'autre bord, on peut y aller. On va aller voir la petite madame que je vous parlais. Ah, tu sais, il y a celle dans la chaise roulante, mais ça m'étonnerait que ce soit elle qui ait fait ça. Le problème qu'on a avec tout ça, c'est que le temps avance pas. Mais c'est celle qui est juste ça dans dedans. Elle.
Give me a moment. Ask away, policeman.
Qui habite au numéro 10.
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
Pourtant, j'ai parlé à quelqu'un à travers la porte.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there.
Ok.
Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
Bien sûr, je vais y aller, jeter un coup d'œil.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
Qui habite derrière la porte NSC.
Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar.
Le message avait comme sur le
I think he studies astrology at the community college.
Astrologie.
Something to do with all those stars around his door.
Oui.
He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
Ok. Vous êtes sûr de ne pas confondre avec
That's
l'astronomie?
what I said. Astrology.
The lieutenant shakes his head as though to say, "Come on, people. Try to keep up any standards." She mumbles some kind of a response.
Je pensais vraiment à elle, mais ça a l'air que ce sera pas elle.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
Excuse me? Of course not.
scare them, suspected of some big crime. There's no sweet talking your way in there. You have plenty of reason to enter.
Je n'ai pas besoin de mandat si je suspecte une infraction et ouvrez la porte que je puisse vérifier votre identité. Est-ce que vous fabriquez de la morphine là-dedans? Pas besoin de mandat si je suspecte une infraction.
Oh, come on!
Une pause puis la porte est déverrouillée.
That was smart.
Vous avez venu indiquant de la tête la porte déverrouillée. Les médicaments en plaquettes dépassent la boîte, vous devriez les prendre. C'est le matelas à l'air de qualité.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
Elle fait teinter le trousseau de clés dans sa main.
Boy, there are a lot of different keys there. More than 20, at least. Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
Elle fouille dans son sac et estire par un passeport tout fin. Inspectez le
It
passeport.
feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside, along with all her personal details.
Okay.
Be friendly.
J'écoute.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites ici?
I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
Apparemment, ils savent comment s'éclater.
It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
C'est ton pays, Tom.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry.
Qui habitait l'appartement qui a été saisi au bout du couloir?
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall.
So preppy. She's probably on some low-grade performance enhancers, like Peptide or Pericanine.
A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
Un claque des doigts.
The sum must have been puny.
Il ne devait pas non plus y avoir une fortune. Ces appartements ont plutôt l'air miteux.
These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
It's as if they're real wizards, able to resurrect dead real estate and breathe life into bank accounts.
Une seconde, pourquoi le mur est dans cet état?
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both.
Ok, ce sera tout, merci.
Of course.
Oh, les souliers! Bon, je sais pas c'est laquelle la maudite porte avec le cadenas. C'est moi qui est fou. Ça, c'est la toilette. Le balcon, la sortie. Celle-là? Ah, c'est celle-là. C'est le truc qui est là qui a parlé.
What happened here?
Peut saisir un appartement avec un mur troué. Ça a l'air triste.
Put your emotions aside. Try to focus on abstract, impersonal, but this reeks of sadness.
On ne peut pas saisir un appartement avec un mur.
It will still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here.
Il reste toujours un petit truc dans le frigo.
Indeed.
On l'a déjà fouillé. Et c'est pas elle qui a mon gun. De toute façon, ça me donne rien d'essayer de focusser là-dessus. Hein. On a un meeting d'arranger. Ça se pourrait très bien que ce soit elle, même à ça qui arrive, elle qu'avec mon gun tout à l'heure. Ça me gosse un peu parce que là, je veux pas trop partir loin. À 10h, il y a l'autre. Faut que j'appelle l'autre doublette. Une si on peut plus le faire.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Conceptualisation. J'arrêterai pas de me tromper. Ça, je sais que j'en ai. Ok, man, j'ai tout le kit là. Le faune, le coupe-vent faune. Je sais même pas où est-ce que je l'ai remboursé celle-là, je me rappelle pas. Ok. Là, je cherche la conceptualisation. Peut-être finir par élucider le mystère de ce mur-là. Oups, c'était pas doublé. Ok. Ok. Qu'est-ce qu'on peut interagir avec? Le tatou? Non. C'est louche.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet?
Le reste qui est beau nous rend plus heureux.
Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power. Crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world.
Okay.
Remember, when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes. Whether you like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal. Ultra-liberal. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see just yet.
Why must we stop to look at this?
Kitsuragi est pas content à chaque fois qu'on arrête là. Donc on a la promenade, on a l'île, on a beaucoup de place à vérifier. Bon bah on va se téléporter. Qu'est-ce qu'ils font là?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
Lance le jeune homme avec Euro écrit sur le dos.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
Ok, son compère s'abat d'un simple mais néanmoins élégant slogan nique le monde.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could like hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors, cops' heads, scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
Well, I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage. I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Dites-vous?
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls. Yet.
Vous savez quelque chose sur le meurtre qui a eu lieu ici?
Murder?
Un homme a été pendu dans le cours du Whirling Rag.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Je joue pas au con, la loi c'est moi.
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
Je ne vais pas vous divertir davantage avec ça.
Sure. Understandable. Fuck, and I appreciate your effort, though.
Vous connaissez Cindy la caborcharde?
Oh, yeah. Cindy's a right proper skull.
Fait remarquer le jeune d'une voix envieuse, les yeux perdus dans le vide.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
Ajoute-t-il en émergeant du néant dans lequel il était
The
plongé.
lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Pourquoi est-ce qu'il n'y a plus de cabochards, Martinez? Votre rhétorique est troublante. Vous faites partie des cabochards, oui ou non?
We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
Et qu'est-ce qui vous fait croire que cette organisation voudra de vous?
Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
Ah, you'll see for sure once we're in. It's the last thing you'll ever see before the void consumes you.
You don't feel very scared.
Insinuez-vous que je pourrais courir un quelconque danger? Bam, le jeune homme colle silencieusement deux doigts sur sa tempe, puis un chien imaginaire heurte la cartouche. Menace, super, j'adore les menaces.
But I don't. In fact, I dislike them so much I'm willing to drag you boys back to the station just to calm myself down.
Hey, there's no need for that. We're just talking here. Joking too. Stay light, man.
Yeah. Didn't you cops, like, have some questions about skulls or some shit?
On arrête les cabocheries dans ce cas?
Mm-hmm.
Il pose son regard vaguement sur la kinéma. C'est quoi le truc avec vos vestes?
What about them?
Oh, non, pas bon.
Mm-hmm.
Eh bien, ce fut un réel plaisir de discuter avec vous. Bon, ben, on va se téléporter à l'autre bout, hein, parce qu'on a absolument rien d'autre à faire là. Fait que la maudite promenade. Puis l'île. Mais l'île, on y a-tu accès? C'est soit par bateau, soit par là, mais... Peut-être que le matin, la barrière peut-être passe. Voilà. Je peux toujours pas interagir avec ça. Sinon, je sais pas comment passer. Ce pylône permet à peine de gérer le trafic naval de la baie. Je peux juste pas y aller. Fait que l'île est genre hors de portée. La porte qui est là, on peut s'ouvrir, je pense pas.
An old door, worn by elements.
On a vu ça. Ça va faire, je peux voir si ça serait un bateau. Mais bon, attends. Puis la promenade qui est là, ben j'ai fouillé à grandeur, il n'y a rien de nouveau dessus. Il n'y a personne qui a pu tirer de là. Faudrait qu'il soit capable de faire passer la balle entre l'église puis l'autre truc à côté. Et là.
There's some tear.
Ok. Un véritable descendant d'enfer, au moins 20 mètres.
Yes?
Kim, il faut qu'on parle de responsabilité.
Ah, I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject.
Bien, on est sur la même longueur d'onde à ce que je vois.
If you ask me, it's past time for you to cut back on the smoking. You seem like a man with a death wish. It's quite disturbing. And I hope we don't even need to discuss the street drugs you've been abusing.
Oui, au moins me laisser. Non, je ne peux pas laisser tomber les stupéfiants. Je parle de la responsabilité, celle qu'on impute en somme.
Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Près, Stabilité? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for?
Je veux déterminer... Non, je veux déterminer qui est la responsabilité de toute cette situation. Je veux déterminer qui est la responsabilité de ma vie désastreuse.
Isn't that your job?
Non, c'est bien plus nuancé que ça. Il faut également ajouter toute cette dimension historique ou socio-économique.
No, I understand.
Non, je suis la tête avec gravité.
Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility.
Exactement.
Fascinating. And here I believed your recent turn toward moralism was just an act. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villedroit, the gentleman you met in the young man's apartment. If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But first you might need to speak with his young companion. Now, was there anything else?
Non. Ok. C'est ça l'affaire, par exemple. Ce jeu-là va tellement dans tous les sens. C'est juste fou, là. Y'a rien nulle part sur la promenade. J'ai beau fouiller, y'a rien. Les marches, là. Comment je fais pour y aller? Ah, les autres. On va parler avec les autres.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
Un homme blond se tient à côté de son fils, montrant les ruines usées par le temps. Il vous voit approcher et sourire.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Hailostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Nice to meet you.
Ok, le lieutenant hoche la tête. Attendez, qu'avez-vous dit à propos des fenêtres déjà?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Attendez, en hypertexte?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
He's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything.
Vous connaissez Kim?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
Il pose sa main sur l'épaule de son fils. L'enfant reste caché derrière l'ourlet du manteau de son père, s'accrochant à son livre de coloriage sur les worms.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into verbs lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
Il pointe à nouveau le bâtiment du doigt.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
Je cherche un suspect. Avez-vous vu quelqu'un à l'air suspect aux alentours?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
Il caresse la tête de son fils.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Vous avez l'air riche, c'est pas le cas? C'est le cas?
I do have some money, yes,
bon.
But that's not what's really important here.
He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling.
Je ne veux pas de votre argent, je voulais juste voir si ma talent de profileur était encore bon.
Of course, detective. I wouldn't have assumed anything else. Matter of fact.
Il vous regarde à nouveau, une lueur joueuse dans les yeux.
I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a rather interesting paper on the criminal profiling in former socialist states. Have you read it? If not, then you definitely should. If not for tips and tricks, then just for theoretical curiosity. Anyway, that's just a little something that sprang to mind. You were saying?
Qu'est-ce qu'on peut trouver de fascinant dans un vieux bâtiment vide?
But it's not just any empty old building.
Il lève la main pour protéger ses yeux de la neige blanche. Vous êtes tous les quatre en train d'admirer la fraise devant vous.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Ok, je n'ai jamais entendu parler de Felt Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say they were developing an ace up their sleeve. I'm mixing my metaphors here. It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
Un ordinateur à bande?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
Admirant la phrase qu'il vient de prononcer. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
La question s'essuie le nez sur sa manche.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
Marque une pause, montre l'autre bâtiment et poursuit.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
Qu'est-ce que Felt Electrical a construit cette promenade?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
Le lieutenant regarde l'horizon avec nostalgie comme s'il voyait des nacelles s'élever vers le ciel.
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel lighting up the coast.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
Qu'est-ce qui est arrivé aux ingénieurs et aux gens d'entreprise?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Que font les révolutionnaires avec cet ordinateur haute technologie à
They
bande?
used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
C'était quoi?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02. It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bombessier d'Insolente. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
Comment fonctionnent les ordinateurs à bande? Est-ce qu'ils fonctionnent comme des radioordinateurs?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Il lève le petit doigt. Il lève le petit doigt. Le doigt. Pourquoi le petit doigt? Le doigt, il semble se souvenir de quelque chose.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
He did it. He said, Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. This is all ninsy-pinsy garbage for sissy people.
Yes, take computers and Feld Electric. But of course, what else?
Parfait, merci pour toutes ces informations
No,
intéressantes.
thanks to you for having me in.
Non, tais-toi, je suis plus capable. Oh my goodness. Je sais pas comment on fait pour aller sur le toit pour être vrai. On n'a pas trouvé de trucs de gun ou de quoi que ce soit d'autre sur la promenade. On n'a pas trouvé quoi que ce soit ici. C'est rendu vert. Pourquoi ça a changé de couleur? J'équipe quelque chose. Qu'est-ce que je pourrais équiper? Le sable. Ça c'est long. Non. Absolument pas. Pourquoi ça fait une sauvegarde automatique non plus? Je vais vous avouer sincèrement que je suis perdu présentement. Si on regarde les trucs là. Pour la salle, ouais, délicate. Une version hardcore du mix. Chercher le rubis sur la côte. Regardez elle pourrait être n'importe où sur regardez dans l'église, demander aux gens qui se trouvent à l'ouest de la peinture murale. Ou peut-être inviter une fille à dîner, et ensuite demander-lui, ou demander au vent peut-être. C'est n'importe quoi. Retournez auprès de la peinture murale, faites et consultez le vent si vous ne savez pas quoi faire, sinon continuez à chercher sur la côte. C'est bien beau parler au vent pis tout, là.
Yes, what is it?
Vous êtes pas prêt de... Vous êtes peut-être pas obligé de partir, j'ai discuté avec André, il est prêt à se monter à argent.
I don't want to make anything work.
Non, boy, pas si vite, vous voulez pas faire le moindre geste?
Yes, anything.
It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress Accident.
C'est l'échec de votre jeu radiophonique qui vous a rendu amer.
That's right. If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen. Ever again.
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it.
C'est bon, là.
Easy. When her research is done, she can move out.
À propos de vos recherches, vous avez dit que vos recherches n'avançaient pas beaucoup. Peut-être que je peux vous donner un coup de main.
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
Si je vous aidais à boucler votre projet, vous seriez plus obligé de cohabiter avec ses voisins, avec des voisins bruyants dans une église. C'est vous qui voyez.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair.
All right. Bring me the game's offside copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
Il est vendu. Dans ce bureau, vous parlez du studio de Fortress Accident de la zone commerciale maudite.
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
En fait, je suis déjà allé dans la zone commerciale maudite.
Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it.
Okay.
In the giant ice bear fridge. I just told you. It has red glowing eyes. It's impossible to miss. You just need to get the offside copy from the ice bear.
J'ai trouvé un mot sur le frigo en forme d'os. Ça disait que la copie hors site avait été déplacée vers un endroit plus sûr.
Wait. A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
D'après la note, la copie hors site a été transférée dans une machine à glace à proximité. Elle est signée par un certain Sulislav.
Jawiza. Of course. Our project lead, Sulislav Jawiza. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. And feature creep, and the Valley of the Heads. Like it would have made a difference. The offside copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous. And the heads. I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
Valley of 1,000 Heads. You like the sound of that.
J'ai trouvé la machine à glace, mais je n'ai pas réussi à l'ouvrir à cause du givre.
This is getting ridiculous. Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out.
There's a solution, but she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
Pourquoi vous pouvez pas aller la chercher vous-même, cette fameuse filament?
The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse. Whatever that means.
Vous avez quelque chose à voir avec cette malédiction?
Of course not. Anyway, I don't have my keys anymore and she won't let me in.
Qu'est-ce qui lui fait croire que vous êtes lié à la malédiction?
Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil.
Et s'il émettait vraiment des ondes magnifiques?
It doesn't emit. It receives. You sound just like her. She started praying when she first saw my rain. Turned to higher powers.
The lieutenant coughs like he's amused.
Once I came in one morning, only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets. Wards. It looked like some Semenine magic.
Ça marche, je vais récupérer la copie hors site.
Thanks.
Réfléchis un instant, puis tends la main derrière le radio-ordinateur, il vous remet un pied de biche. J'attends magistral, oui!
You might need it to hack loose some
Enfin.
ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offside copy, then you can keep the Kvalsund.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Kvalsund. This glorious multi-tool makes a regular pry bar.
Tabarnan, enfin. Guys, oh, ça c'est toute une pry bar. Je me promène avec un sable pin pry bar, ça c'est très drôle. Fait qu'on on peut sortir. Tu sais, il n'y a rien à voir là. Il n'y a absolument rien à voir ici. C'est ça qui gosse. Seulement ça, je peux même pas monter en haut. Ok. Il est presque 10 heures, on va pouvoir bientôt passer l'appel pour la bibliothèque.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. Ice groans and howls under the strain of your giant Kvalsund multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Blue electric lights come to life. Inside, on a frosty platform lies an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep. A filament memory with the words, off-site copy, written on it. Disappointment washes over you as you stare into the almost empty ice cream maker. You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding.
We should take it back to Miss Lukanen killed as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures.
Okay.
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer up.
Plus besoin de ça. Ça non plus. Pas trop curieux de savoir qu'est-ce qu'il y a dessus. Pour être bien prêt avec vous autres. Juste savoir que je l'ai dans mes objets, ça fait mon affaire. Il est là.
Yes, what is it?
Ok, à propos de la copie hors site que vous vouliez récupérer. Vous avez apporté la mémoire supplémentaire.
Thanks. Looks like it's the one.
Ok, c'est quoi la suite du programme?
Now I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it.
Il a déjà inséré la mémoire supplémentaire dans le cœur du radio-ordinateur et ça pourrait refermer le clavier.
Wait. No. That's dangerous. She shouldn't do it.
Seconde, ne l'introduisez pas tout de suite, c'est peut-être dangereux.
No, it's not dangerous. Just depressing.
Qu'est-ce que vous recherchez au juste?
I have a theory. Lintel was able to divine the anomaly's location from this broken copy. I want to repeat their calculation, only this time with better equipment. Watch. What an intricate display of failure.
Ok, dit-elle en appuyant sur le bouton impression du clavier.
The paper starts filling out with ink, soaking it in a gleaming blackness. Not a single line of data stands out. This is wrong. Machines shouldn't behave like that.
Alors?
Sorna doesn't reply, her hands running over the printout. She's looking for something. For her morning star.
Here. I found it.
Ok. Où ça?
Hold on.
Elle active sur le clavier, tapant des nombres. Des nombres qu'elle seule en comprend. Le terminal émet un bip et la lumière interne bat comme un cœur lumineux. Je peux me rendre utile.
Just give me a second. I'm almost...
Elle tape à toute vitesse.
I've never witnessed a programmer work before.
Done. I've got it. I found the location of the anomaly.
Il y a une joie manifeste dans sa voix, tandis qu'elle brandit son poing en l'air. Vous avez réussi. Vous avez trouvé les coordonnées.
I found the coordinates.
She's beaming. You can feel it in your heart. Great job.
Bon sang, magnifique.
Thank you.
Crie-t-elle tout sourire. Du coup, où est-ce qu'il se trouve? Où est le trou de 2 mm dans le monde?
There. In the swallow.
Elle désigne l'autre côté de l'église où un ensemble de bols d'eau forme une arche cérémoniale.
Think you can help me again?
Elle incline sa tête, les yeux pétillants. D'accord?
I need you to go move those water bowls for me. I need to double-check my calculations.
Ok.
You like moving things around. Moving things around is calming.
Ah ouais?
Just walk over to the circle and follow my instructions. Move the third bowl 2 centimeters to the left, and the fourth bowl 5 centimeters to the right. This should do. Thanks.
Revacholian nationhood. The Revacholian state will be a serene place. You should get a drink. A beautiful, serene place of mystery and peace. It will not...
Ça va rien. Va falloir l'oublier parce que ça donne absolument rien. C'est dommage. Savoir c'est lequel le troisième bol.
It's awfully silent again, as if someone turned off the entire world outside those walls. Water inside the bowls stands still. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls, each chalk-drawn line representing a centimeter on the floor. Oh boy, this is going to be good.
Déplacer la troisième bassine en partant de la gauche de 2 cm.
It moves like a ghost without creating a single trace of sound.
Déplacer la quatrième bassine en partant de la gauche de 5 cm vers la droite.
Some water spills out of the bowl. The lead programmer sends you an encouraging thumbs up from across the hall. Time to run back, or maybe walk. This is a sacred place.
Yes, what is it?
De déplacer les bassines comme vous l'avez demandé. Elles sont toutes au bon endroit. C'est quoi la suite?
Great. Everything should be aligned now.
Elle marque une pause en mordant ses lèvres gercées.
Miss Know-It-All is hesitating.
Que se passe-t-il?
Yeah, nothing. Now the only thing left to do is to unmute the headphones. If we got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever sound this anomaly makes.
Une seconde, pourquoi est-ce que votre casque était sur silencieux?
Honestly,
Elle est vite,
honestly,
regarde.
I'm a little scared.
Mais il y aura du silence et rien de plus, pas vrai?
I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I don't know. It could be anything. I mean, what sound does the nothing make? How can you even listen to something that doesn't exist?
Bonne question. Elle vous dévisage, les ombres projetées par l'unité centrale obscurcissent son menton.
What if silence is only what surrounds it, but the swallow itself is...
Sa voix s'estompe et son visage pâlit dans la lumière crue de l'électricité. Quoi?
I don't know. I'm just scared. Maybe it's going to be something terrifying. Maybe it's going to tear the world apart.
Like that evil ink that filled the printout, erasing coherence and meaning.
Vous prenez trop la tête.
Maybe. Maybe I'm just tired.
La peur, ça s'affronte.
Yeah. You're right. Let's do it.
Elle a fait son corps surdimensionné et s'apprête à appuyer sur le bouton du clavier pour remettre le son.
The lieutenant takes a step back, and then nothing. Nothing happens. As Sona Lokanen-Kilda presses unmute on her keyboard. Nothing but silence.
Vous avez entendu quelque chose? Ou ne rien dire? Ne rien dire.
She doesn't talk. Her eyes closed and brows knitted together in a state of deep focus. One hand cupping the headphone.
Alors?
Damn it.
Elle pousse un long soupir avant d'arracher son casque et l'évite toujours de votre regard. Vous avez rien entendu, c'est ça?
No, of course not. Nothing happened. Let's move on.
Despite her fear, she was hoping for something extraordinary to take place.
Comment ça, rien de signalé? Vous avez trouvé l'absorption?
No.
Elle pose les mains sur son visage en s'amassant les fonds.
No. My hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard something, if I got the coordinates right. Like I said, silence is only what
Bonsoir,
surrounds
Spicy, comment vas-tu?
But this is just another failure. Silence sounds like silence. That's all it is. You can try on the headphones. See if you can hear anything. But don't get your hopes up.
Ça va bien, fatigué, mais ça va bien. Content que ça aille bien de ton côté aussi.
Silence is silence? You're sure there's more to it? This can't be it. You should have a listen.
Je vais juste essayer d'aller voir ici. Pour la perception, dans les vêtements, j'ai quelque chose qui m'en enlève, n'est-ce pas? Ça l'enlève, on l'enlève. Hey, fait que là, il faut se trouver de la perception. Des belles petites bottes. Oh, wait. C'est les lunettes que j'ai changé? Moins 1 en perception, pourquoi j'ai fait ces lunettes là? Bon, j'ai pas gros de perception. Pas gros de lunettes qui donnent de la perception, hein. Je sais pas pourquoi ils donnent moins 1 en perception. Pourquoi ils l'ont mis là? Et non plus haut, en tout cas. Ah, on va équiper celle-là, c'est plus utile. Puis ça donne absolument rien de pas les équiper. Well. On va l'essayer de même.
Yes, what is it?
All you hear is your own breathing, heavy and hoarse from all the nights spent drinking. It's the breath of an old man.
C'est un fail.
But there's something else. There has to be something big, something unexpected, something new, yet to be discovered. Ghosts, speak to me. When was the last time this world had anything new to say?
Well,
Demande
did
ça.
you hear anything?
Non, absolument rien. Difficile à dire, je crois qu'il y a quelque chose, mais je n'arrive pas à savoir.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's anything there.
La déception taille sa voix d'avertissement.
The lieutenant looks down at the floor, as if to say, you're wasting time here. Maybe the speed freaks can help you with this. Go talk with Andre.
Peut-être que les camés ou speed pourraient vous donner un coup de main. Ok, what the heck. Bon, je vous laisse travailler tranquillement. Pourquoi faudrait que j'aille parler à eux autres encore? Je vais pas le lier. Des coups de grosse caisse, la musique vient de quelque part sur la glace. Tu vas prendre de la drogue? Non, pas de suite. Décevant dit de même, hein? Parler avec lui. Oh yeah! 45 376 de collecté pour le stream d'horreur VR. On lâche pas, guys. On lâche pas.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Non. Oh non, j'ai rien à lui demander. Sick.
Goodbye, officer.
Un tas de spray pour le nez, dans de la marque, nos effets.
I see you're here.
The large-headed youth.
Good morning. Yeah. Pump it up.
Ok.
Hi again. So,
Propos de la porte d'église, depuis combien de temps ces gens sont-ils enfermés là-dedans?
Not long. Like a week, maybe.
Ok. C'est cool de prendre des initiatives comme celle-ci. C'est un comportement citoyen approprié que je trouve.
Thank you. We just thought it was the right thing to do.
D'accord, j'ai d'autres questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Je voudrais te poser des questions sur cette tente pleine de matériel.
Yes. What?
Vous faites quoi avec tout ce nosafed?
The what now?
Montrez les flacons de spray nasal dans l'angle. Le nosafed ultra, j'envoie tout un tas de flacons là-bas.
Oh, the old Ultra. I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter, can't even breathe.
Pourtant, t'as l'air en forme.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now. Nosafed is the shit.
Je peux en avoir, moi aussi, j'ai des problèmes de pif.
Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Je vois que tu as apporté ta propre eau.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
Ah, et en plus, c'est de l'eau distillée.
Oh.
Je ne sais pas quoi répondre.
It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
Bon, ça suffit.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Ok. C'est de la logique, j'ai juste un. C'est très faible. Attendez un peu. On en a de la logique dans nos items. L'enveloppe. 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 On va tout ça bien logique. C'est quelque chose dedans qui me donne motricité, non? Plus de morale, non. Ça doit être absolument rien. Attendez, vous même.
Hi again. So,
Ça a augmenté quand même de 3% à 58, ça me donne quand même une bonne avance.
A number of things don't add up. Let's take a look. How about gather around, kids?
Bon les jeunes, approchez.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned. Their would-be leader is less amused.
Il y a quelques temps, je suis tombé malade, je ne saurais pas vous dire exactement quand, mais j'ai été victime d'une trahison. Qu'est-ce qui explique mon expérience spectrale actuelle? C'est ce qui explique mon apparence spectrale actuelle. Mais avant d'en arriver là, je travaillais vraisemblablement pour la police. Une mauvaise nouvelle est annoncée, André. Ton histoire ne tient pas debout.
He senses something is wrong.
D'après Suna, vous ne m'avez pas dit la vérité. Votre réponse ne m'a pas convaincu. C'est pas un projet de discothèque. Il n'y a rien que du matériel de laboratoire dans cette tente. Du matériel pour produire de la drogue.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
Il désigne le haut-parleur, right?
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Et son pote, il a perdu son pote.
What do you mean, friend?
L'autre haut-parleur, il n'y en a qu'un seul.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
Vous n'avez pas de casque. Axel en a forcément besoin pour faire tourner ses platines, non?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
Vous vous servez du dinosaure pour son principe
He
actif.
said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
De l'eau distillée, rien que tel pour garantir la propriété d'un labo.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
Je vais peut-être m'arrêter là. Qu'est-ce que vous en pensez? Oh non.
No shit.
Après cela, vous avez dit... votre personne ne peut pas convaincu.
Fuck, man. It's difficult to get along with some people, but we're trying to make an effort. We are on a mission here.
En gros, vous essayez de vous servir d'un policier pour installer un labo de drogue.
That's... Come on, that's...
Absurde, contraire à la loi, passible d'une exécution sommaire. Passible d'une exécution sommaire.
It's not. That's... Come on, that's...
Absurde.
I meant to say, not true. That's...
Contraire à la loi.
I meant to say, not true.
Qu'est-ce que je vais bien pouvoir faire de vous?
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice.
Il
He's
est-
almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this.
Je m'en fous pas mal de cette histoire. Tout ce que je veux, c'est boucler cette affaire. Faites ce qui vous arrange et j'en ferai autant. On va se jouer le flic justicier. Commencez par vider votre sac, ensuite je décréterai la sentence. Dites-moi que vous m'êtes gassé. De là, on verra si je peux me montrer indulgent.
What do you mean by lenient?
Je suis le plus gros ripou du quartier. On verra. Je n'ai pas appelé la cavalerie, ni vous jeter au trou.
Okay, man. Okay.
Il lève les mains.
Things are just so hard for an entrepreneur in this city right now. It's not like we lied when we said we want to turn a church into the wickedest club in East Revershaw. Because we do! We totally do! We just need to turn it into a speed lab before. To get our foot in the door.
Et pourquoi est-ce que vous aviez besoin de moi?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
Ils ont rien de flippant en fait.
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there. But the sign was way off, too. I couldn't feel the love at all. Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
This is it. Judgment time.
Ok. Rassemblez le matériel et présentez-vous au poste 41. Disparaissez, je ne veux plus vous voir. On va faire probablement avec une discothèque Anodic Music sans labo de speed. Rassemblez le matériel et présentez-vous au poste 41.
No, please!
Le jeune homme à la grosse tête éteint le magnétolecteur. Vous l'entendez le hurlement du vent à l'extérieur.
There needs to be a club for anodic music in there. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time.
Son sourire a disparu, il semble beaucoup plus vieux et abattu.
He looks almost as old as you.
We need a win. I promise you this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
Right. Ça va bien, no guys. Ok.
This will be nothing.
J'avais perdu ma petite écran pour vous regarder.
You can hear the ice cracking underneath you. Outside on the pier, the last century development crumbles in the wind. A grape-shot row of fallen houses, and so does Rue de Saint-Giron and Main Street. The old cinema is sinking underneath Villa Labos.
Ça change rien, trop tard, vous êtes en état d'arrestation.
What does that even mean?
On lui donnerait pas moins de 45 ans.
Fuck, man. You said you'd be lenient. What happens at the station?
Ils vont examiner cette affaire, il y aura des poursuites judiciaires ou pas, on verra. Il y aurait la question, vous allez commencer par présenter vos cartes d'identité.
The would-be leader pulls out a card from his jacket pocket and hands it to you. The name reads Pete Andre. His friend hands you his papers. The name reads Carl Holtzman.
Jermaine Vanderwyk.
Au bord des larmes, le jeune homme à la grosse tête vous remet sa carte, son nom complet est Jermaine Vanderwyk. Notez les noms, puis remettez à chacun un
I
formulaire.
guess that's that.
Pack it up, Egg.
Je comprends pas que la musique continue à jouer, par exemple. L'autre n'est plus dehors. Partie où l'autre fille? Je n'en reviens pas que ça c'est le bateau de Joyce, c'est pas vrai. On sait toujours pas il est parti où l'autre fille.
Yes, what is it?
La bande de joyeux fighters ne vous dérangera plus, je les ai arrêtés pour préméditation de trafic de stupéfiants.
You arrested them? Didn't think the cops in this place had it in them.
Ok. Par rapport au trou de 2000
The
mm.
swallow, you mean? What about it? Great. Thanks.
Ok. On peut plus le faire. On peut plus le faire, le truc du trou. Bon, ben là, on est coincé, hein? On peut retourner... Ah non, il est 10h. On va retourner parler avec... Faire l'appel.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
On appelle la bibliothèque.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call.
J'aurais besoin de toutes les informations que vous pouvez me donner sur Billy Méjean, l'un de vos membres.
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
Ben, c'est combiné.
On Moreau Drive in central Jamrock, in a darkened hall lit by orange desk lamps, far away from the noise outside, a middle-aged man taps commands into an old radio computer. A printout falls on the desk. Behind him, a lonely reader scours some dusty bookshelves, looking for a paperback.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Ouais, l'adresse et son domicile nous intéresse.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Capeside Apartments, it says. That's all.
Ok, numéro 20. Vous avez d'autres informations sur Billy Méjean?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Vous savez qui était présent ce jour-là?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
Vous entendez quelqu'un répondre au
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87. But we don't have it yet.
Good. You have a name now.
Donc Billy Méjean est une femme, et pas un homme. Comment votre collègue sait-elle que c'était son mari?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
And then goes for a little drink later. On the lookout.
Connaissez-vous le nom de son mari?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Est-ce que Marie peut me décrire le mari?
Marie?
Un moment, c'est cool.
She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
Qu'est-ce qu'il portait comme vêtements?
One second.
Le bibliothécaire marque à nouveau le téléphone et transmet votre question.
Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Merci, c'est bon, je n'ai plus d'autres questions.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Ok, le bibliothécaire accroche et l'appel bascule de nouveau au poste de police accompagné de
Anything else you need from me?
Non, s'il vous plaît, passez-moi à nouveau, Sylvie.
Just a second, officer. Sylvie Malaika on the line for you, officer. Yes, hello?
Bonjour Sylvie, c'est encore la police.
Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
On l'a déjà fait? Est-ce vous qui avez appelé la police? Non, on l'a déjà fait. Oh, fuck.
You hear the...
Anything else I can help you? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio.
Bon. Fait que l'appartement 20. Y'a pas de problème, je te souhaite une excellente nuit Hot Spicy et de formidables rêves. Merci d'être passé. C'est sûr que c'est pas un jeu qui a énormément d'action, hein, c'est pas évident à suivre.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20.
Ok, on est à
The
bonne porte.
lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock. This is the door. You already know it's the right door.
Ok.
This is going to be so hard.
On frappe pareil.
Hello? Who is it?
Merci à toi. Nous sommes bien chez Billy Méjean, c'est la police, veuillez ouvrir la porte.
The police? A moment, please give us a moment.
Vous percevez un peu de remue-ménage à l'intérieur.
There's fear in her voice.
Come in, the door is open.
Si c'est elle qui a mon... Imaginez si c'est elle qui a mon arme.
Hello, I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade? We're out of coffee. I was supposed to get some tomorrow.
Non, c'est bon.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Merci, ça ira.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station if that's what.
Laissez interrompre, essayant de lire votre visage.
No, this is something much worse. Is he in a hospital? How bad is it?
Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place. It's like ripping off a bandage. The least painful way is to do it straight away, without stalling.
Vous vivez ici avec votre mari Victor, c'est bien ça?
It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie.
Quel âge ont vos filles?
Jolie is 16 and Jenny is turning 18 next month.
Vous êtes seul, je ne vois personne d'autre ici.
The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight. And Victor is out.
Où ça?
He has a problem with drinking. And so he disappears every now and then. He's probably in the parks drinking with his friends. I sent him to the library a few days ago, but I guess something came up.
Quel est le nom de la bibliothèque?
Oh, it's in Jamrock. The one at Mayrow Street. I don't know the official name.
Central Jamrock Public Library?
I think, yes, if that's the one on Mayrow.
It is.
En effet. Vous vous souvenez de ce qu'il portait la dernière fois que vous l'avez vu?
His old leather jacket.
Vous pouvez la décrire?
It's just your average brown leather jacket, but he bought it as a teenager, so...
Aucun signe distinctif?
No, well, the lining is hand-sewn. It's blue. I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around with it in the middle of winter.
Qu'était-il censé faire à la bibliothèque?
Just to return a book of mine. Why? Why all those questions, detective? Did he...
Do something? Break something?
Est-ce
It's
que,
a fool's hope.
est-ce que c'était le virage étincelant de de M. Thibault?
Yes.
Ce n'est pas tout.
She folds her hands. Here it comes.
Oh.
I don't want to.
Une seconde, quoi?
There has been enough pain.
Mais il le faut.
I don't want to do this. Force yourself. Slap yourself.
Idiot, secrétaire, crache le morceau.
Say what?
Elle paraît terrorisée.
Officer.
Too late. You ruined it. Just say it now.
Votre mari est mort.
Excuse me, what? What did you say?
She's in pain. She's in so much pain. And so are you. Your chest is burning.
We are very sorry to inform you, but your husband, Victor Méjean, was found dead this morning on the Martinez boardwalk.
Oh.
Elle se touche le cou, les yeux aussi livides que des perles d'eau de mer.
Oh. But he was just...
Elle regarde la table de cuisine où 2 mégots de cigarettes reposent toujours au fond de cendrier.
He was just here. Alive.
I understand that this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. We are very sorry for your loss, man.
What happened to him? Tell me.
Son cou et ses joues s'empourprent, son double menton s'embourbe. Il est tombé et s'est fracassé le crâne contre un banc.
And you just found him there? Lying in the cold?
Elle secoue la tête.
How long had he been there?
Quelques jours au minimum.
She doesn't reply. Her eyes well up with tears as she struggles to keep it together. You hear the clock ticking in the children's room.
Is there anyone we could call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
Elle s'échappe subitement de ses poumons.
It burns like acid.
God. Should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
En effet.
All right. I'll call them.
Elle inspire à nouveau, essayant de garder son sang-froid.
She can't take much more. Her stomach is churning. Soon, she will have to go to the bathroom and scream.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him?
Il est à la morgue.
And who should I contact?
He was taken to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number, in case you want to contact him earlier.
Il lui tend la brochure avec les coordonnées de la morgue.
Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still a bit...
Elle se frotte le visage comme moisi encore sous le sol. Désolé, c'est impossible, j'ai un truc au cerveau.
A brain condition.
Yes, you're a total fucking horror show.
Vous savez quoi, c'est pas grave, je vais y aller.
Again, if there's anything we could do for you, then don't hesitate to call the RCM, ma'am.
She just nods, distant and inconsolable. The bed springs rattle beneath her as she begins to shake. These are her last reserves of strength. Her muscles will give in soon to a scream.
I'll take it from here.
Elle
Thank you.
Elle désigne la porte d'entrée, la respiration saccadée, elle essaie de se
We should step outside and talk.
Poser la carte de la bibliothèque près d'elle, quitter la pièce.